The third IGAD Media Awards, held in Addis Ababa from 29 to 30 November, concluded on Sunday night with a vibrant grand ceremony celebrating the outstanding journalists and media professionals whose powerful storytelling is helping communities confront and overcome the pressing challenges of climate change across the IGAD region. This year's awards were held under the inspiring theme of Storytelling for Climate Action for a secure, resilient and stable region. This year's event has shone a spotlight on media excellence that informs, inspires action and drives real change. The IGAD Media Awards are exceptional this year as they are being held alongside a variety of vibrant programs. This year, the regional bloc is leveraging the platform to bring together media professionals, scientists and key stakeholders to tackle pressing challenges, particularly those posed by climate change, through a series of dynamic panel discussions. As part of the Media Award, a panel discussion focused on the Drought Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Initiative (IDRISI) have held and explored strategies to strengthen drought resilience and promote sustainable development across IGAD member states. Experts emphasized that informed media engagement is central to raising awareness and translating climate data into meaningful action for communities on the front lines. A high-level panel also held under the theme Youth, Media and Climate Action, communicating early warning information in the IGAD region. As part of IGAD's Media Awards in Addis Ababa explored how youth and media innovation can strengthen early warning systems, emphasizing the power of effective communication to turn climate information into timely action that saves lives and livelihoods. Another panel on livestock in the era of climatic shocks in the Greater Horn of Africa and as well as feeding the future climate change and food security in the IGAD region highlighted strategies to safeguard communities and transform livelihoods across the region. Experts have urged immediate and coordinated action to address the devastating effects of climate change on livestock across the Greater Horn of Africa, warning that the sector faces escalating threats from extreme weather and related diseases. Panelists called for greater investment in the blue economy, modern irrigation, drought-resistant seeds, and reduced reliance on imported fertilizers. They also stressed stronger land governance and climate-smart agriculture. These are some of the important panel discussions that have taken place under the umbrella of Storytelling for Climate Action for a secure, resilient and stable region, which contribute to IGAD's efforts to combat climate change and build a resilient community in the region. The final and most eagerly awaited ceremony of the 2025 edition of the IGAD Media Awards took place last night in Addis Ababa, featuring a vibrant program of cultural performances and other captivating artistic displays. The event was attended by Ethiopia's Foreign Affairs Minister Gideon Timotheos, IGAD Chief Workneh Gebeyehu and other distinguished dignitaries, journalists and media professionals from across the IGAD region. There was great enthusiasm among the audience and of course among the nominees about who would win these prestigious awards. Over 400 journalists across the region were competing in multiple categories including print, radio, television, digital, photography, gender-responsive media, indigenous language reporting, and upcoming media personality. These journalists' work has been thoroughly examined by the 2025 IGAD Media Awards jury, a panel of 21 accomplished media professionals from across the IGAD region, bring awarded the prestigious IGAD Media Awards trophy in recognition of the power of storytelling as a tool for climate action. On Sunday night, these journalists were honored and received their prizes from Ethiopia's Foreign Affairs Minister Gideon Timotheos and IGAD Chief Workneh Gebeyehu. The journalists honored by IGAD for their exceptional work have expressed their happiness. They said the award would definitely inspire them to do more in future and contribute to strengthening the region's climate change response mechanisms. The journalists also expressed their hope that these awards will inspire other journalists to excel in their profession.
It feels so great. I'm so happy. It's so good that our stories are being recognized. It's so good that people are hearing about what we are doing across the IGAD region, which which motivates us as journalists to do better. This award inspires other journalists to do better, to report safely, to use correct words while reporting, especially since most of the countries in the IGAD region are nearing elections. We should really be careful with the type of words we use. As journalists, yes, news comes first, but our safety comes first. I feel the media, we should constantly fight for climate change, using all the media platforms, digital, TV, articles, everywhere. These days, people even use TikTok. Influencers use TikTok. I feel that's where we should really put a lot of energy in. We should push for climate change we should push so that climate change can be controlled in all these various regions, so that we can avoid disasters and losses of lives, losses of food, drought. The climate impact on food security is right now most places are in drought. It's really hot. In Uganda right now it's hot. In northern Uganda, crops have died, they've dried up, and imagine we are nearing December. Where are these people going to get food to eat from? From nowhere, because of the climate change. The weather just changes. Tomorrow it's raining, the next day it's real drought. And not the good rain, the floods that just come and sweep away each and everything away.
This is one of the memorable moments in my professional journey for storytelling for just nearly a decade and dedication. This recognition is not only a personal milestone, but also it is very important to my organization, my home organization, Ethiopian News Agency, as well as Pulse of Africa, which is dedicatedly working to create Ethiopian narrative as well as an African narrative. So my work was actually on climate data, the importance of climate data. As you know, the Horn Africa, especially the East African region, the IGAD region, is suffering from climate-induced impacts. So this situation highly requires the involvement of journalists, storytellers. So today's recognition is a lot for my work, and it's beyond celebrating journalism, but it's encouraging and inspiring for future work.
Thank you, and I'm really delighted to receive this very good and from IGAD, this award. I'm honored to receive it, and I'm actually happy. It says Influencer of the Year, so it means that my impact has been appreciated and celebrated in the region. So thank you very much, and I'm having a great night here in Addis Ababa. It is just what a moment, let me say that, because I cannot find words actually enough words to describe this wonderful event and receiving this great award from the IGAD region, from the IGAD Secretariat. And also I would like to thank you to the IGAD Secretariat for the event, and also recognizing the importance of having such awards for journalists who are focusing the critical issues in the region.
It feels good, but very much it shows that we're heading in the right direction, very much where the stories that make a difference, it's on the ground, and it validates me to keep on going to the ground, keep on going to the places where not everyone is willing to go, to ensure that the stories that come out of there reach all of us out here. We need as many storytellers from Africa, from East Africa, from Kenya, to be able to get such opportunities and such platforms, because their stories make a difference. We have so many wonderful solutions on the ground, at the grassroots, but the only way they get to the ears, which will be able to take it to implementation, to support, is if we've got the storytellers to carry the stories. It was going to unique grassroots and indigenous community solutions in Samburu, all the way up to the Kenyan coast, looking at resilience. What are they doing in the face of climate change to be resilient, but not only be resilient, but to be a model and an example for other communities in the face of climate change, which affects us all. The media plays such a big role because when it comes to climate change, it takes all of us. We all need to be on board. But for all of us to be on board, it takes a mindset shift. and stories change minds. So it's the role of media to continue telling stories which inspire, which touch people's hearts, but which also shift mindsets. Because when all of our mindsets are shifted, that is when we have a critical mass to change the trajectory of climate change.
IGAD Executive Secretary Dr. Workneh Gabeyo pressed journalists across the region for reclaiming African narratives and driving transformative change. Dr. Workneh highlighted the growing impact of the awards since their inception in Djibouti and Kenya, noting that the platform now amplifies voices that shape our region with courage and integrity.
I am filled with profound pride and renowned conviction. This platform has grown in both scale and purpose, amplifying the voices that shape our region, the story with courage, truth, and unwavering integrity. We honor you as a journalists, storytellers, and content creators, the custodians of our shared history, in a world where external narratives often overshadow African voices and African journalists. You have stepped toward with clarity and defiance, insisting that our stories could be told by ourselves. The resolve is transformative. It is restorative. It is an act of original self-determination. From the wind of curved expanses of the Horn to the lush valleys of the Great Lakes, your reporting has illuminated our lived realities and flittered, unflinching, and profoundly human. You have reclaimed our narratives from distortion, ensuring the world sees us not through borrowed eyes, but through the sharp focus on our own truths.
He emphasized the vital role of the media in documenting climate change, food insecurity, and peace efforts, issues he describes as the heartbeat of our region. He also commended journalists for spotlighting community resilience, climate adaptation, and environmental initiatives, including Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative.
Your document about South Sudanese farmers reviving water harvesting tradition. You amplify Somali innovators building drought-resistant food system. You showed youth-driven renewable energy enterprise in Djibouti and Eritrean coastal communities, advancing sustainable fishing. And you have brought into sharp focus on Kenya's community-led climate adoption effort and Uganda's pioneering early warning system. That is remarkable initiatives that are transforming the vulnerable communities in the resilient front line of hope and preparedness. You have also cast a powerful light on Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative, one of the most ambitious environmental restoration efforts on the planet. For 6 consecutive years, under the leadership of His Excellency, the Prime Minister, Ethiopia has mobilized millions of its citizens to plant more than 48 billion seedlings, including an astonishing 714 million trees in a single day. This is really the real response to the climate change that we are talking. These stories you cover are the heartbeat of our region, refusing to be defined by crisis only. You turn climate science into human clarity. You translate technical findings into public understanding, and you remind leaders that evidence, not convenience, must guide policies. Your reporting also shows how climate action and security are intertwined. Where land degradation competition intensifies, among the communities. Where water disappears, tensions definitely rise in different parts of the region.
Dr. Wagner further warned about risks posed by artificial intelligence to information integrity, underscoring the need for responsible governance and ethical journalism. He concluded by honoring the award winners and nominees as a torchbearers of public trust, reminding them that a single article, photograph, or documentary can shift national conversations and inspire policy change.
You have carried the instruments of your craft and courage and conviction. You have worked in different environments, challenged misinformation, and illuminated paths where darkness threatened to take hold. You are the torchbearers of public trust. Your excellence elevates all of us. To our nominees who may not win this award, your creativity and this dedication strengthens the intellectual backbone of our societies. Each time you choose accuracy over speed. So we also thank you to you also. But most importantly, to every storyteller in our region. Never underestimate the power you wield. A single article can shift a national conversation. A photograph can stir global empathy, and a documentary can inspire policy change and policy makers. Though IGAD's unwavering support is always with you.
On the occasion, Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Gideon Timotheus pressed the media's essential role in climate awareness, accountability, and community mobilization, congratulating award recipients and urging all journalists to continue shaping public dialogue and driving solutions across the region.
The media raises public awareness, holds leaders accountable, disseminates vital information, and amplifies vulnerable voices, ultimately enabling coordinated action. I extend my congratulations to the award recipients tonight. Your professionalism and dedication have significantly advanced public awareness and informed decision-making. This award is an acknowledgement and a call to action. In this regard, I call upon all of you present and through you, your fellow career and citizen journalists to assist governments and regional organizations in the fight against climate change by changing public conversation, influencing policy, and kickstarting community-driven solutions in our region.
The minister mentioned that the region is prone to climate shocks. He said that Ethiopia has been doing remarkable work in the fight against climate change. He also emphasized Ethiopia's leadership in climate action through its 10-year development plan, the Green Legacy Initiative, which has planted over 48 billion seedlings and major renewable energy investments, such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Climate action is at the center of Ethiopia's policy, as enshrined in our 10-year development plan. We remain steadfast in our commitment to the UNFCCC and Paris agreements, upholding our role as Africa's greenhouse champion. Our narrative transcends despair, focusing instead on actionable solutions and transformative change. This commitment is demonstrated by the Green Legacy Initiative, through which Ethiopians have planted over 48 billion seedlings, restoring ecosystems and sharing this success with neighboring nations. On the other hand, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a major driving force in energy and digital transformation, not just of Ethiopia, but also of Africa at large. The GERD is a living monument to Africa's renewable energy ambition. It is an epitome of Ethiopia's lofty vision for a continental energy pool that drives industrialization and digital transformation while effecting net zero emissions. Ethiopia's leadership in climate action has been demonstrated through hosting the Second Africa Climate Summit. During the summit, Ethiopia, together with fellow African brothers and sisters, demonstrated to the world that we are not merely victims and bystanders, but rather key leaders in implementing concrete actions to mitigate climate change. Here, it is also worth mentioning that during the annual UN climate meeting in Belém, Brazil, Ethiopia has been unanimously selected to host the 2027 United Nations Climate Change Conference. This is a recognition of Ethiopia's strong commitment to climate resilience, environmental protection, and its leadership in climate action. It is in this context that we host the IGAD Media Awards, recognizing the media's crucial role in our collective climate fight.
The third IGAD Media Awards were held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and concluded with positive gestures. On the one hand, the event recognized Ethiopia's climate action by selecting it as the host country, and on the other, it reminded countries in the region to collaborate more in the fight against climate change, while underscoring the major role by media and its professionals.